All right, that's right. Yeah. Lane LK at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh, yeah. We got another wonderful episode of Loungin.
I need to know so
Because it
bad.
was just all these topics. We got tons of topics, guys.
Okay.
Thanks for showing up with us. If you are in the chat, thanks for going and hit that thumbs up. Big shout out to you guys. We're gonna be talking about, Colin Kaepernick, all that good stuff. Tons of things going on. Nicki, police, and tons of stuff. So glad you came through. But to my left, I'm joined by
Marqueeda LaStar,
yeah.
hey, what's going on?
Oh man, it's been a good week. It's been a very good week. We've had some fun. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and hit that like, share the stream out to your friends.
Oops,
We got
sorry,
that's right. You know what I'm saying? It's two. We gonna double it up.
It's
We're
super
gonna we're gonna we're gonna double it up.
It's
We're
super
gonna we're gonna we're gonna double it up and get inside.
Yes.
It's like a breaking the fourth wall inside the fourth wall. That's pretty much what we're doing. So I guess we can start off with Nike.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Nike,
like, hey, what's
Colin
with
Kaepernick.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, Nike, Colin Kaepernick.
Have you seen the video? Did you see the video?
Oh, the ad. Yeah,
Yeah, the ad.
Saw it. Saw it.
Saw it. Very well done.
Yes.
It's like
Inspirational.
very inspirational.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, and then when they're like a girl from Compton, I'm like, hey,
That's
CBT
right.
in the house.
Can't nobody. Yo, she done whooped so many people.
Right.
Isn't she like the winningest person already, or does she need to win like one more?
I don't know.
I think she's already like the
She already
winningest
won.
player.
But she lost to old girl Naomi, which is cool.
We're not mad. We're not mad.
It's like torch passing.
Yeah, it's like
torch passing, and she was mad respectful. And I mean, I'm not saying she has to be like humble or well, it's always nice. You don't have to be, but it's always nice when you somebody wins.
Yeah,
and
you're like, you know what?
Very sportsmanship was like on a whole nother par. And unfortunately, it was a little tarnished. I mean, this is like a story we weren't planning to cover, but real quick, it was a little bit tarnished by a ref.
Yeah,
giving Serena all the business.
Yeah, because she didn't technically win in like a straight up. So the next big thing is going to be like the rematch, like
right,
the next
rematch.
Yeah,
and so it's official, and we get, but Naomi is a beast. So
yeah, she came with
I
it.
totally think if especially Serena, if she wasn't having like the best day, Naomi would catch her slipping. I think that might have happened. Yeah, Naomi caught her slipping. She's like, "Oh, you don't know. You're not playing against these other people who are, got the skill level.
You ain't playing with these frail joints."
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
She's like, "I got my eye on the throne."
But
with the Kaepernick, and then when he turns around and dude's looking like Shaft, I'm like,
yo, I was like,
the man?
Yeah, I was like, you got Shaft. He looked all right. Why Kaepernick looking like Shaft / a new age Huey Newton out this joint? Like I was like, is he bringing the Panthers back? Panthers? But you know what? I'm down with it. I'm down with it. And there's a lot of people that came out, people burning shoes. So
nobody's mad that you're burning shoes that you already paid for.
Well, in the burning of the shoes, they technically proved the point. Yeah. That was their protest. And you didn't see Kaepernick say, stop burning shoes. Nope. He allowed you to protest in the way you wanted to protest.
Exactly. And so did the people who supported Kaepernick. We was all like, burn your shoes.
Burn them.
Go on and let us know. You're adopting New Balance as your new official shoe? Go right on ahead.
Yo, all right, look, on the real though, shouts out to the 90s. New Balance had a couple of joints. Like, New Balance had a couple of joints.
Nah, nobody's talking about how hard they New Balances were in the 90s or any other time.
They had a couple models that they didn't, they ain't touching no Air Maxes, but they had a couple of joints. But there's a lot of sides to this. Like you were saying, about like Nike as a company.
So everybody gets, forgets, Nike is a for-profit corporation. They're about the dollars. This was a calculated, Very smart move. People are like, where it's been, and if you haven't realized, and neither did I know it had been some time, but it's been 2 years since he was actually on the field kneeling. And some people are like, oh my goodness, where were they been? They're not here to be Captain Save a Ho. They're not interested in saving Kaepernick. Nah. Everybody's in awe of how Kaepernick has stayed fast. He's maintained despite people not wanting to hire him.
And that's one reason I think Nike came around, because they were like,
he's not going
away. This is a real thing.
He's become only more popular in every other way you can become popular as an athlete and now celebrity. So to them, they're like, most of the most repugnant reactions to him has died down. And so it was very calculated on their thing. They're thinking black currency is worth way more than the minority of people who are going to act,
burn the 10 people that are going to burn some shoes on the internet.
It was more than 10 people on the internet.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah,
stupid stuff. One dude burned the Nikes while still on his foot, and then had to go to the hospital.
Oh, that one was a hoax. I will say that one came out as a hoax.
Okay.
So that one, but it was still just the idea of him doing that was still dumb.
Because I saw the picture of him with his feet on fire.
Yeah, and this.
So he didn't end up in the hospital. It was that was the part that was
like fake. It was like this trick that he did to make it look like he.
Okay. So, and then there was the one though, the Florida dude that burnt down his house though. That one's 100% because I saw that in several articles.
That's really real. He's straight. All right, I'm gonna say this because I love my girl, but he straight left-eyed his whole Nike collection and his house, and I don't think he's gonna get no insurance money for that.
No.
When Geico or whoever comes and they're like, "Oh, where your house burned down? We are so sorry. How'd it happen?" He was like, "Oh, well, see, I was burning all my Nike gear because I was protesting Colin Kaepernick." They're gonna be like, "Okay, so." It's your fault.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And no money.
Now, we are being very generous by calling it a protest because I don't feel ultimately the burning the Nikes is just a whole hateful bigots.
Yeah.
Being upset as they usually over nothing that affects them. They just want to be completely in control of the narrative. And they're upset that you would even suggest that they are 100% pure-hearted, made, hearts of gold type people. Like if you give even the inkling that this country might be less than perfect, then they're gonna erupt. Until it's like, if they're saying it's not perfect, it's fine. Everybody else is like, you should be grateful. That
you should be happy
and work your ass to death.
Shut up and play basketball.
Exactly, and shut up and play basketball, even if you play football.
It's like, look, here Nike. All right, when you look at people like Muhammad Ali or Jim Brown, they were hated in their time, but now they're revered as symbols of people that stood up, used their platform, fought with the struggle, and used their celebrity to help advance the kind of like the visibility of what's going on.
Right.
So,
and it costs.
Yeah.
And I think when they, you had old Miss Coon chick. I'm not gonna say her name on purpose.
Yeah.
If you want to know who she is, you go find her. We are not giving her any shine.
No, we gonna subtweet this joint hard.
Subtweet hard. That's gonna be like one of our new standards, policies, whatever you want to call it here at Loungin, that we are not giving any shine to people who do stuff. Because that's what they feed off of. They want those clicks. They want those likes. We gotta stop letting people troll us.
Because they know the power of Black Twitter. They know the power of Black Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff. They know how to kind of trigger it.
Right.
They know whatever word they put out there. They know how to trigger that joint. They know how to get you.
Right.
So it's
a few shout outs. Hello, Little Miss Chocolate.
Little Miss Chocolate, what's up?
Max
in the house.
Stevens.
Max in the house.
Hamilton. And Cooley High.
Cooley High in the house. What up? So, guys, thank you for coming in. Thank you. I see 6 of y'all. That's where I see y'all rolling through. Y'all want to talk about this? Go and jump in them comments while I'll at you.
So there's a lot to this, and I said I am here for it. I was like, we were also talking about how I think we need to start living. I was saying that we need to live in a world of gray and really start, making more nuanced conversations because it can't be all or nothing. I think it's important that Kaepernick got picked up by Nike so he could take this message everywhere to make it global and bring understanding. And so even if you don't quite understand social and racial issues in America and the dynamics here, it gives you a feeling when you watch that commercial that this dude stood for something.
Yeah.
And when you connect him and see, all these different, the newer generation, what they're having to overcome. This is like maybe the second or third time I've seen wrestlers where they're born with this condition where they don't have legs.
Oh yeah,
and so this is like my about second or third introduction to that. And they still want to wrestle and stuff like that. And so I said, showing with people like there's all kinds of different ways that people struggle and things they have to overcome. And so I did like the diversity of like just doing it and risking it all. And I was like, and make no mistake, unlike Okun on the internet, he did sacrifice a great deal. He could have not did this. Went on play
made some money.
Say it made a few more $1 million. I don't know about you, but if you cost me a few $1 million, if I sacrifice a few $1 million, that's me doing a whole lot. And we're always challenging our celebrities, our athletes, and not understanding,
what they have to lose.
They have to go through. We've had this conversation around Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. We've had this conversation about Beyonce, where everybody's like, why don't you do something? Why don't you say something? Why? This is why. And not everybody bounces back. I was on Notorious Women, a podcast. Ooh.
Go and get that plug in there.
Go and get that
Check
plug.
out that Notorious
Check out
Women.
The latest episode, y'all.
Notorious WMN.
And I was being quite the chatterbox. I felt so bad. But the woman I chose to do was Eartha Kitt. Mm-hmm. The legendary, second Catwoman. And why you end up having a third Catwoman is because she got invited to a White House dinner with LBJ, and Lady Bird Johnson. And she decided to speak out against like Vietnam and the selection of minorities.
And they got rid of that joint quick.
Yeah, she got a CIA dossier. FBI was called in. So yeah, it cost. Yeah. It costs to stand up, and people need to realize that. And while I want people, we need to be less fearful and say we need to start making risks, or we're going to live in a society that we can't. Well, we're going to exist in society that we can't live in. Yeah. The sacrifices do need to be made, and we've had previous generations that have made them. I'm going to maintain that, people need to sometimes wait until they're in a better space or they personally can handle it. We don't know all what's going on in their life.
Because Colin Kaepernick could probably, he even if he wasn't sure that he could handle it, he was probably kind of well off. Mm-hmm. So he could kind of take that burden. But even after he was out of the NFL, he still donated to how many companies?
Right.
He was it 10 companies? I can't remember.
He did hit his mark of $1 million.
Yeah, I know he picked 10 companies or something like that, and he gave away $1 million and helped people that were helping people.
And no, you and I can't do that. But he didn't have to do that, and he was in a really bad spot financially. I can imagine where people are like, "Do you really want to do this right now?" Yeah, because it doesn't look like anybody's going to happen to you. His collusion case against the NFL is moving forward. Yeah. They found enough evidence to do a grand jury, so that's good for him. But that goes to show you there's sacrifices. So when you're asking people to like, well, can you do this? Sometimes you gotta, I say don't not protest, but you gotta allow people to do it in their own way. Yeah.
And for him to fund a whole bunch of companies, like I said, help people that are helping people. Like you're funding a company that creates green energy in like black communities, or you know what I'm saying, all these companies that were doing things in the hood. Like he's done more probably in the last 2 years than a lot of your favorite athletes.
Yeah, a lot more than
like for real. Because I said, like we have the power because we push culture, we push what people see as entertaining, as escapism, as what's in. So when they did that whole thing with the NFL, like, oh well, we're gonna find anybody, and you gotta be in the back, in the back, locker rooms or whatever. I was like, because at that time, I want to say, and guys, let us know in the comments. I think it was either the third round of the playoffs or the NBA finals were happening at that time. If all the NBA players, at least that were black, in the finals or the playoffs at that time said, you know what, until the NFL changes this, we ain't playing. Do you know how fast that would move? Because you're not in regular season no more.
Right.
You're in, like, people are paying to watch these games now.
And thousands of dollars to pay now.
Thousands of dollars.
You know, the last
That's
time
when you
they
have
even
control.
Hinted at a struggle. I mean, get back to your, doing more than your favorite faves. I have to bring this up. Remember when they were talking about striking and other people, some of these people who are getting paid, even your bench warmers make over $500,000.
True.
Your bench warmer on any of these NBA. I'm so horrible with all these letters. NBA bench warmers. Now that's particularly for the men. Women are in much worse shape.
It's much lower.
much worse shape, and that's a whole other issue. But they were talking about, I'm gonna have to find a job. I don't know if I can afford this strike. And I'm like, this is how badly our brothers are stocking their paper. So I was like, another thing is you gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
And it looked like Kaepernick, before he did this, he thought it through. It wasn't a jerk knee thing. And again, you would have to be given time to figure all that out. Like, how am I going to survive? If you don't want the people to fall from grace and fall, like, maybe not on the street, but fall very, very, very far from grace. Yeah. And end up in this very bad struggle situation. Nobody should be wishing you back into the struggle. Nobody. I don't wish that on anybody. And stuff like that. And so, and I don't even know if he came from the struggle, but to have him fall so far down, that if nothing else might rock him mentally. I mean, I challenge you to fall that far and it not take it.
I'll say this, because I love my people. We doing this show because I love my people. But if Colin Kaepernick had come out after he got kind of like blackballed and blacklisted from the NFL and said, black people, I need help. I'm doing this, but here's a GoFundMe because I don't have any money anymore. How much do you think he would have made?
I feel like there'd been so much shade.
It would have been so much shade. There would have been shade. They would have been like, you should have kept your job. Right. You should have did this.
At the same time, you're calling for him to do it. I feel like I have this conversation all the time. It's like,
because remember, in the civil rights era, well, also the black church was a lot different and helped a lot more. But people sent money so that Martin Luther King and all these people could actually go and
I didn't mean
sit
to
in and all
this time, but
that's a perfect. So like, our people would come together and send money to make sure that these people that could survive and fight for us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I'm Joe the bus driver. I ain't got no power. I can't do nothing. But this pastor or this guy or blah blah blah. You know what? I'm gonna send my $5. Now, of course, $5 was a lot more back in like the 60s, 70s. But I'm gonna send my $5, $10 that way because I can't do it, but I know he's able to do it. People are listening to him. Man, do you think that would happen now?
Right. We're actually much more divided, unfortunately. I do think he would get quite a bit of support from us and other people if he made that plea. Yeah. I think it would work, and he would have been all right if he needed to do that. However, I do think there have been so much shade, unnecessary shade.
They would have been memeing him and all kinds of stuff.
And I'm here for some joking around, but with such a serious subject, sometimes you do need a united face. And if you got like a big fraction, they're a fraction, and they might be less than, but I think it would be too considerable, and then other people would jump on it. So it wouldn't just be us jumping on it. It would definitely be a field day for the opposition, for the people who hate Kaepernick and his message, and who hate us, ultimately, because police brutality is very real. Even though people sit up there and they try to explain it, mansplain it, all the splain it's away.
Why did you run?
Exactly.
Why didn't you just? It's like, look,
why didn't you just let them beat your ass? Until it's like, well, when they're hitting you and striking you with their batons, you should just lay there still. And you're like, really?
It's like,
really?
Oh boy,
they're now this coming out. They're tasing 11 and 13-year-olds. And there's another story about it was the same 13-year-old. I watched the video.
Oh.
And that they said, oh, somebody describing this boy perfectly. It's not that the police see. This is again this nuance. Yeah. In that particular case, the police officers did what they were supposed to do. Unfortunately, it sucks that it was a 13-year-old boy that they did it to. Yeah. But they had a call describing this boy almost to a T. Mm-hmm. So somebody called saying he had a gun. Of course, they're coming. I forget they were coming from dinner. And you can guess
who called.
Exactly. Coming for dinner. They're walking through a neighborhood, and this keeps happening. There's a neighborhood they're walking through that somebody's taking offense to them. This is the second time it's happened to this same boy. Yeah. And, the police have the cameras on. It looked like they did handle him with a lot of care. They had to go through their little procedure or whatever. I feel like they wouldn't have put handcuffs on a white little boy of the same age. That's just how I feel.
We've seen a white man with an assault rifle in a park with children get talked down like, hey buddy, why don't you calm? Why you got the gun, buddy?
Exactly.
Calm down, little guy.
That's what they don't seem to understand.
Little guy. I don't know why I use little guy.
You approach the boy. The boy clearly doesn't have anything in his hands. You don't find anything, and then you're going into backpedal, make excuse mode because this looks so bad, and it looks bad. That's why you're like, you're fine. We didn't do anything to you. There's no need to cry. They're already panicked out because they're like, shit, we done got again. Look, how many times we gotta get got by fellow white people?
Here's the thing. I think the thing like police hate the most is A, getting caught up in any racist stuff, and B, getting called because somebody's having a barbecue. Those are the two things that, because like they get up, they're like, oh snap, this don't look good. Right. This kid is like 12, 13. Now he's crying. It's like, how many officers? We patting you down, all this mess.
Watching the video, I said, why do you keep letting people, and I said, we gotta do something, because you want to be able to call 911 if you see something going down or something suspicious or wrong. But if you see a kid just regular walking, it's like walking. But that's the thing. It's like I don't know how they're going to work that out, but something has to be worked out, because I'm not saying we don't need law enforcement, but we do need an ethical, responsible, accountable law enforcement that everybody can use, not just certain people.
not just certain people and certain minorities that are considered approved by certain people. Oh man,
Max Stevens is like they have the complexion for protection.
Yo,
Mooney.
Yo, man, shouts to Paul Mooney. Yo, the funny thing is, Paul Mooney watches our show. Definitely checks it out. He knows the deal. But the funny thing is, Max, I was thinking about that like the other day. I was like, got the complexion for the protection.
Yeah. So this is like the situation is, I think you have to sit there and you have to ignore what's happening. It's so apparent at this. It's like video after video, and people are like, I forget what the video was even. Where somebody was like, well, I finally kind of get what they're going after. I'm like, really?
I finally kind of? Like, it's been since when?
I don't know how many videos you've seen.
Police brutality has been happening in general. Mm-hmm. But it does seem like we had an uptick when there was a certain person as president. And I think that certain person as president brought out a lot of stuff that people were trying their best to hide. But they were like, this is the last straw. They were like, this is the last straw. Well,
because you got all these people now on trains and buses, and then true. I forget there was so much stuff that's been happening. I didn't even think to talk about it, but I forget now the whole story. I wish I would have been able to review it, where somebody was going on and calling people out their names, calling them the N-word and stuff like that on a bus, and they were taping it. And they blocked that person.
Yeah.
Out. And
Where
and
was
I
that?
didn't even have any conversation for it. I shared it, but I was like,
there's nothing else to say.
I was like, show you right. And I bet you won't do it again. I was like, I don't got anything to add. Good job.
Matt said Marqueeda for Bad Girls Club.
I didn't even see that one.
You know what? I watched that actually though. I think
I've only seen a few episodes.
All right, so here with the whole, and we'll move on to our next story. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing about the dude getting knocked out, and people were like, "Oh, well, freedom of speech." Please, guys, let me break this down again. For all these people that love the law so much, they don't know the law. Mm-hmm. This is what freedom of speech is about. Freedom of speech is the right for you to criticize your government and not go to jail for it.
Right.
That's what it is. It does not protect you from getting smacked in the mouth for saying something out of pocket. It doesn't. Right. It ain't got nothing.
There's another law
issue
that protects you from getting randomly smacked by people, but people feeling like it's justified is not. It's.
Nah.
I think okay, this is where it gets like in the weeds. But there are laws. If I break another law to accost you because you said something I don't like, I'm not going to go to jail because I was violating your rights to freedom of speech. I'm going to go to jail because assault and battery is a thing. Yes. That's why I'm going to jail.
Oh, also for a certain person out there and other people that follow this person, if a platform kicks you off of their platform, that's not a freedom of speech issue.
Nope.
You're not in jail. FBI ain't, jumping in your windows and SWAT ain't coming. No, it is their platform.
Despite what your tinfoil hat says.
It's their platform and they can do with it as they please. They are not silencing you. They are just telling you you are not allowed at our party. You can talk all you want. You just can't talk here. So that's another issue that it's not freedom of speech. They ain't got nothing to do with it. But with all that said, you know what I'm saying? Power to the people. You know what I'm saying? Wakanda forever. Colin Kaepernick, who watches this show all the time. We got love for you, kid. So we got, two ladies, and I want to skate by this real quick.
Right, skate.
Two ladies, they're rappers. They're pretty popular. You may have heard of them. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Mm-hmm. You're getting your fashion week on. You're getting fly and dressed up and everything. And Cardi B, it seems from the tape, Cardi B approaches.
Somebody said right freedom of consequences.
Yeah.
That's what I say all the time. It doesn't make you free from consequences.
Thank you don't get to choose your consequences.
Exactly.
And speaking of consequences.
Joe, how are you?
Oh, Joe?
And Fox to Socks.
Fox to Socks. All right, so, she approaches what seems to be like Nicki's team.
Right.
And I guess Nicki's probably around there close.
Does anybody even know what they're beefing about?
Well, Nicki has always been kind of like throwing little jabs at Cardi B. It doesn't seem, at least and I don't listen to both of them enough to know, but I know enough to know that ever since Cardi B has kind of like started popping, Nicki has kind of had little sly stuff to say. You know what I'm saying? She said stuff about her music, her man, her baby. She's always had something sneaky to say. And now with Queen's Radio, we have no idea what she said because I ain't listening to it. So,
I haven't either. I can't say I have.
Nah. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of been like sneak dissing her for a while. And of course, that stuff gets old fast, especially, when people are retweeting it, people are liking it, people are kind of putting it in your face. And, it gets old. I'm guessing from the tape, because you can't hear all the audio really, but I'm assuming Cardi B was just like, look, I'm tired of this mess. Mm-hmm. All right, look, stop. And
I'm gonna give you that smoke. I'm gonna show you how much from the streets I be from.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What part of New York is Cardi B from? I know she's Dominican.
I thought she was from. Let us know in the comments. Where's Cardi B and where's Nicki from? Because Nicki's from New York, right?
Yeah, she's from Jamaica, Queens.
I think. But let us know where Nicki and Cardi are from. Yeah. But this scuffle happens.
These rivals happen. Yeah. It could be you forget I'm from the streets just like you is.
Yeah. And
maybe more so.
Unfortunately, your girl, Cardi B ended up with like, a little knot on her head.
Right. I was like, to me, I would have took off. Like, don't let somebody ding me.
Yeah.
And then you Cardi B is lighter than Nicki, but I know light skin bruises easy. So
yeah.
You need to be careful. Like, if you was going in, you need to go in. Yeah. Nicki's from Queens, New York.
All right, word. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wish, and I know I'm old, and everybody gonna be like, you old, but I really wish we could get back. Remember Ladies Night? Remember it was Left Eye, you had Missy, you had DeBrat, you know what I'm saying? You had Angie Martinez, you had all these women just having a good time in a song. All right. And now I just seen what it ain't but two of y'all.
From the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. It ain't but two of y'all. Y'all can't get along. It ain't but two of y'all.
So okay, but this is my thing. Okay, I'm glad.
And this is on Nicki, because Nicki, it seemed like she kind of started this mess. Ever since Cardi got hot, Nicki's had something to say.
Right. Like, I totally agree with that, but you should never allow somebody to manipulate you.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Where you do something physical, one, true. And then two, you don't win. You walk, Nicki Minaj walked away unscratched.
I think Nicki knew.
You got a black eye.
I think Nicki knew. She was like, you know what? She gonna be at this event. I'm gonna need some extra security,
right?
Because I know I've been talking.
I was like, how did she? And then the thing is, there's so little details about this. It's like I want to know how she got, because her dress was torn. Cardi's dress was torn, and she has the black eye. So I'm like, girl, what did you do? Did you like did you lunge or what?
Launch yourself over?
Because it doesn't seem like they actually got to each other. So I was like, so I was like, I don't know. I don't think anybody, I can't remember anybody having like real rap beef among female MCs.
Yeah, because it's always been like,
there's so few of them.
When I was much younger, you had like Queen Latifah, you had Moni Love. I can't think of Miss Melody really didn't, because she wasn't really rapping. But it's like, you had women that were like generally cool with each other. Yeah, and they were making music.
No problem like you. And they're like, let's make this loop.
Yeah, and then Nicki comes out, and then Nicki and Lil' Kim had their thing. Yeah. But now Nicki is the older woman, and Cardi's, and it seems like this same thing is going on, and it's just, guys, that ain't. But there's Nicki, Cardi B, Remy Ma, I think she's either pregnant or she has a very young infant, so she's not really rapping right now, but she counts. Rhapsody. Is Jean Grey still putting out music? That's all I can think of right now. That's all I can think of right now. That's really you got Tink, but it seems like she's been ostracized or something. I don't know. Like they've been blocking her. Right. So you still got about 5 women. Only 5 of y'all. Ain't but 5 of y'all. Y'all running around acting like y'all ain't got no sense.
I mean, I feel you.
But anyway, I know you had one.
I wanted to bring up Tyson, Cicely.
Tyson,
as our celebrity woman. Here's how to act.
Yes.
Rebuttal.
she's always been respectful.
Woman of grace for many years.
Yes.
She's 93. Mm-hmm. Always bringing us looks that kill. Yeah. I mean, the hat. Yeah. I mean, people was trying to give us a little flack. I'm like, no. That's Cicely Tyson.
Don't you go for look. If you black, don't you say nothing about no Cicely Tyson. I ain't playing with you.
Is the queen of soul, but that's grandma. That's Big Mama.
Yeah. And she's grandma. Cicely Tyson is grandma who has always treated you good.
Always good.
She every time you came over, she always had
words of wisdom for you.
She always had a little money to put in your pocket. Yeah. Not a lot, but just a little bit of money to put in your pocket. Exactly. And she always had some Werther's originals. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, little candy for you. And everything was all good. Don't you mess with Cicely Tyson? Don't you do that?
She said Miss Melody's had whole albums, by the way.
Oh, what? Oh, but she was singing though, right? Was she rapping or singing? I always thought she sung.
I saw that. I was like, oh, that was funny.
But was she rap? Let me know. Was she rapping or singing?
She had whole albums.
Yeah, but I thought she was a singer.
I don't know.
Was she a singer or was she rapping? Let me know. Because I always thought she was a singer when I was younger. So
she didn't like you. She didn't like your slander. So
I didn't slander her. I got love for Miss Melody. You know what I'm saying? I got love for BDP. Like she had whole
album. Like writing whole things now.
Oh. See, Jean Grey came out with
an album recently.
Ciroc, all right, cool. Lisa Lee. Okay. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, Jazzy Joyce. Yeah, all right, cool. So that's even more. That's even more reason to have like a dope little posse cut. You know what I'm saying? Little ladies' night part 2. You know what I'm saying? And everybody have a good time and stop hitting each other in the middle of Fashion Week.
Max.
What Max say?
Look.
Look, yo, Max.
I need you to behave in these comments.
Max, yeah. I ain't even gonna repeat what you said because it's wrong. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's all right.
Yo,
I need him to behave himself.
Oh man.
Look,
yo,
all
Max.
I'm gonna say is the hat was everything. I was here for the hat.
Yo,
I was like, this hat is like mad, like. You know what? It does give off an imperial feel. I'm not gonna lie though, because she definitely feel like she was reigning over that funeral. But Max ain't right.
Oh man, I'm not man. Yo, Max. See, this is why can't nobody take you nowhere. All right, we try to invite you to things.
And you show up and be crazy.
That it was.
But yeah. Cicely Tyson is receiving her first Oscar. It is a honorary Oscar for her contributions to the arts and her longevity in the biz.
Yeah.
And I did not know, like, quick little side note, I did not know being a publicist you could get an Oscar.
What?
But apparently she's being honored with a let me get back over here.
Publicist Oscar.
Right. I was like, huh, that don't sound right.
I think this is what it is with the new voting body. Right. I think they're trying to go back and right wrongs and just figure out any way to do it. Because they're like, all right, look at Cicely Tyson. She should have had something for now.
Because you know they have Oscars from like, greatest score and all that stuff. So composer makes sense.
Yeah, but publicist, I'm like,
I did not know you could get an Oscar for being a publicist.
I don't think you can. I think the new voting body is like, they're like, look.
He's like, I got a theory.
They probably looking through and they're like, yo, hold up, how is Cicely Tyson? I got nothing. Nuh-uh, we gotta fix this. They're like, we gotta fix this.
And like, I just love that she's been serving us looks for so long. Like her, like her looks. But somebody did bring up that she's been vegan since the 60s. And yes, if she wanted to get on the platform and say, if you want to be as fly as me at 93, because she looks radiant.
Yeah,
and I love how mobile she is. Yeah. I mean, she looks graceful.
It's like pretty much like her. Who else is there anyone else in the 90s that gets around? How old is Stan Lee? But I know he's like sick now, but
yeah.
It's
pretty up there.
So it's like Cicely Tyson is like only one that's in her 90s, like kind of like still moves around because it's not like she's on the the go kart. Not the this is not this is the machine the chair.
He's 95, so he's
okay,
so
cool.
He was around it, and he only got sick like
recently. So those are the only two.
And
that
he might not be a vegan for all those like I want to pump up vegan and vegetarianism. Hey, some of us enjoy meat.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Get you a scrimps or two. You know what I'm saying. Get you that lobster roll. Stop playing. But I gotta give love to Cicely Tyson because I'm glad she's getting an award. She should have had it, especially when people much younger than her have gotten Lifetime Achievement Awards. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad she's getting it.
That's why I've been feeling a certain funny way about like the Walk of Fame this year. Ooh, I've been like, so do they pay for these?
Yo, I feel like Hollywood does the Walk of Fame stuff now for publicity instead of actually people putting in work. Because you go up there, you be like, yo, didn't this dude just have like one hit?
Right. One hit, one movie, like, and I was like, I'm not super familiar with all they've done. Like, it used to be like no brainers. Yeah,
it would be people that's like, oh, well, this dude has like 10, 12 movies and they're all fire. Exactly. Or they're like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
they've been hot for so long. Like, I'm surprised.
Or this person like changed culture or something like that. Exactly. You know, like
but
you think like someone
out pretty hard here.
Because like when it comes to film, two names. You know, regardless of how you feel about them, James Cameron, George Lucas, what they have done with technology and film, those are no-brainers. Right. Or Steven Spielberg, the direction,
and he all has stars, by the way.
Or Will Smith, Denzel Washington. Those are like no-brainers because it's like, oh, well, this dude has been making movies and they've been hot. Every time you see him in a role, you know he's giving his all. It's a no-brainer. Tom Cruise, no-brainer, stuff like that. But then you'll go up and you'll be like, didn't this guy just have one hit?
But sometimes I have to go and research. And be like, you research and then you be like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. And another woman doing great things is Senator remind me?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
All right, so let's switch these gears. I love
Harris.
Kamala Harris, who also watches the show.
For days.
Thank you very much.
Knock you into next week.
Not even clapbacks. Just straight up, I'm asking you a question. It's a direct question. It's not hypothetical. It's not hard. Yes or no. That joint, Kamala hit you. All right, big shout out to, a little bit of my past. I'm going to let y'all in. Young Michael would get in trouble. And young Michael would get in trouble at school and he would come home. And his mom would be like, how was your day? See, now mom already spoke to the principal. All right. Mom already talked to my principal and my teacher. She know I was bad. But she's still gonna be like, how was your day?
Ooh, just to set you up to fall.
Because she know that Kamala know good and well you've been speaking nothing but lies, collusion, and all that jazz with all them lawyers and stuff. But she like, have you spoken with anyone about Robert Mueller or the investigation to these people? You're like, well, see, that's a hypothetical. I'm like, yo, first, you say hypothetical so much, I don't think you know what it means.
You're right. You keep saying that word.
I would have loved for Cory Booker to be like, sir, before you answer my question, the definition of hypothetical is, I don't think you're using it right.
Princess Bride quote, you keep saying that word, but I don't think you know what it means. I would love for somebody just to come out.
No, it's like, that would be so hard. I was like, this isn't a hypothetical question. This is a direct question. Has the president done this? That's not hypothetical.
Somebody just simply say, do you know what hypothetical means? Because it's becoming really apparent.
And like they were just letting it slide. I'm like,
why are we letting it slide? Somebody tell that man the definition of hypothetical stats.
And it's another one of those, and we're gonna jump back to Kamala in a second, but it's another one of those white privilege things where it's like, if I say something enough, it'll be true. Like if I say this is hypothetical enough, it'll be hypothetical. It's like, no, it's not. And we really gotta
stop letting them do that because they be like, gaslight us for days.
She should have reclaimed her time. She's like, I reclaimed my time.
And I'm gonna reclaim the definition of hypothetical because you are just no.
That's not how hypothetical questions work.
That's not the meaning. But I don't know what you're doing.
Kamala is the way she stayed on the opening statement from like Cory Booker. Those two like killed it. But Kamala with that question, the way she asked the question, let him lie a little bit. Then ask it again, let him lie a little bit, and then said, it's a very specific question.
Right.
Like, since you seem to be dumb or plain dumb, it's a very specific question. Have you talked about this person or this investigation to people? Mm-hmm. Yes, no. That's it. I don't need to know nothing else. How does a yes or no question become so hard in Congress?
It is when you have the wrong answer. You know you're about to get got. My favorite was when talking about his record when it comes to women's rights and our bodies and stuff like this. This is it's unfortunately it keeps coming up, and so he has a very strong record of wanting to police women's bodies and what they can and can't do with their bodies. And so she very directly asked him, was like, well, how many laws are on the books that directly affect men's health and men's rights to their bodies? And he's like, I can't think of any. He's like, thank you. And it took her a minute to get it from him, but he's like, couldn't, because he tried to duck away from it. He's like, well, I don't understand. But she rephrased the question and came right back at him.
And I don't understand why, like, maybe I don't care enough, but I'm just like, yo, we got enough going on than you worrying about, like, you know, some, I don't know, like either abortion or something. Like, dude, who cares? Just let them, like, why do you care so much?
Yeah.
Yo, white dudes be tripping. Anyway, like, the lesson of the day. Pretty much every single week, we're probably going to come to white dudes be tripping.
Is that really the lesson people view the same way? And if you are a white boy, question whether you are tripping or not.
Yeah, question. But when someone asks you a question, question yourself. Am I about to say that this is hypothetical? Or am I tripping? Well, that's a hypothetical question. No, it's not.
You know what it means? Do you know the way? Do you know the way? I don't think they know the way.
But yeah, Kamala Harris, who watches the show every week.
Yes.
Mad love for you. Keep doing your thing. I don't know if I want you to stay in Congress or if I want you to run for president. I'm worried because I feel like I still need you asking the hard questions, but then I also feel like I need you to, you know, go on and get that presidency.
I wish.
So I'm torn.
What I ultimately wish from that is that
Kamala.
Yeah. I always mess up her name.
Who watches
Kamala.
the show?
I think I would hope it inspires other people to be that strong and forceful for her words. Like she was what was she? She was I think the attorney for the state.
Oh yeah.
So she has like lawyer background.
She was a lawyer first,
and just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean you like come out the gate. It means you probably should be able to ask hard questions, but by no means. There's plenty of people who went the legal way to get into politics or build up to it, and they're meek as fuck.
But Kamala
comes out and she's like, "I'm gonna let you know that," and I'm so glad she just does the questions. She leans into people. Because I have all these times when she's asking questions, just how gangster and like all the hand motions that would go with that. If you was anywhere else, you'd be like,
bruh,
clapping at people, you know.
Let us know in the chat how much you feel in Kamala, because like, oh girl,
Max Stevens was like chilling. Kamala gave him amnesia.
Oh, gave that the lady from Homeland, the hard to spell last name, that girl from Homeland Security with all the Mexican kids and everything. When she was questioning her, she made her have amnesia too. She was like, "Remember when I asked you for this report and you didn't give it to us? We gonna have it drawn up. Can you have it to me soon?" She was like, "Remember when I asked you for this? You didn't do this. Remember I asked you for this?" And so Kamala, she be killing it. I gotta give it to her, man. It's nice to see her operating in that space. Sadly, I feel like she operates in that space, but she's not getting the results that I wish she would get because they're just not answering the questions. They're just, due to like, I don't know, either laws or filibustering or whatever you want to call it, just, I guess, pussyfooting. I don't know. I guess but like took out the old terms, but it's like, they don't really have to answer anyway. So then it's like, she's effective, but then she's not getting the, it's weird. Because it's like you should be forced to answer. It's like, no, there should be a point where someone's like, no, you have to say yes or no. You don't get to.
Corey are going hard.
Yeah.
And Kamala. Yeah. I don't know why I want to call this woman Camilla.
Oh, because the singer girl, was it Camila Caballero? Caballero?
Kamala. It doesn't sound anything like Camilla, but
Camilla, who also watches the show.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think you should have gotten no awards, but we still got love.
Oh my goodness, no! Oh my goodness, Havana wasn't that hot, nor was the video.
Havana was a sleepy song, baby.
And so that's my thing. It's like even if you thought like Havana was okay, the video is not. And for it to get like video of the year was like, this is why you are irrelevant MTV. And actually, I feel bad for saying that because we gonna want a show, right? Right? We gonna want a show.
Well, here's the thing: if you want to be relevant, MTV,
you gotta come and holla at us.
Holla at us. If not, go ahead and keep picking your new age J-Lo and try to make her hot, but it's not gonna happen.
But that's who saved the show though.
Yeah.
J-Lo saved the show.
Yeah.
J-Lo shut it down.
Yeah, you know what
and
I'm saying?
I was so happy.
Shouts out to the Living Color and fly girls from all over
the world.
Fox
to Sox says wants her to stay in Congress. We need tougher Dems in Congress. Cool. But I was like, I think good also maybe she can start a training camp, a boot camp or something. Because we need more of her. We don't want her to get worn out.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't want to hold her back for wanting to rise up and take what she has earned and deserves. And if she wants to take a shot at the presidency, I'm here for it. But we need more people so you don't have people stuck in place.
You know what?
Because you're so afraid to lose their voices.
I got exactly what you... Kamala, lean in. Come on, right here. Kamala,
I swear.
Look, she just gave me the idea. Kamala, I got love for you. Imagine this. Kamala summer camp. All right, so you take because look, all right, the women that are grown up now and doing dumb stuff, they dumb. You can't fix them, but you can get girls at like 10 to 13, get them in the summer camp about 4 to 6 weeks and teaching them just good questions and teaching them lawyer stuff. All right, and then teaching them good stuff, and then when they grow up, they'll all be like smart and stuff like you. And then they're gonna be telling people, they're gonna be like, "Did you do this? Yes or no?" It's a very specific question, and then all the women are gonna be mad smart and just legal things. There it is. Thank you. And you're welcome. Yo, Kamala summer camp is perfect. All right. You're going to teach the youth. You're literally going to kick the truth to the young black youth.
Okay. He watches the show.
See, wow. I'm telling you, that's how you kick the truth to the young black youth.
Fox and Sox says that would be a reality TV show.
Oh man, but yes.
I'm like on camera trying to hide. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh man, but yeah, Fox 2 Sox, her being in Congress does give her a lot of power as well. It's just it kind of hurts when people don't answer her questions, and I'm just like, answer the question.
It's so exhausting.
We should be able to.
I have a hard time watching it at any length because I get so frustrated
because it's like,
them.
Yeah, because it's like you get so mad. It's like, dude,
just answer the question.
Yeah, it's like just
go on and shame the devil. Yeah, and go tell on yourself. Just go on and we already know. Tell us what we already know.
Because it's like we already know. We just needed to come out your mouth. So then we can have it on record.
Exactly. Get on out the way.
Yeah.
It just needs to be so much cleaning.
Yeah.
And Washington's only gotten dirty since, the orange orangutan has come in.
The sad thing is, I think he's messed it up for a lot of people that were laying low and doing their dirt.
Right. Now everybody's looking for the dirt because they're like, man, there's so much stuff going on.
we were doing our dirt in Washington. Everything was cool. Mm-hmm. Now he coming in, kicking up dust, and now we all getting questioned. You know what I'm saying? This dude is messing it up for a lot of people that was living their little dirty lives in peace and secrecy.
So before we're getting on our hour, so Mac Miller.
Yeah.
There's Geoffrey Owens, and then
oh yeah. So
Serena's still bad, even in her tutu.
So all right, real quick, Geoffrey Owens. You guys know he was in Trader Joe's. He works there now, or
he doesn't work there anymore because he couldn't continue because people were they kept coming in and asking for questions. So he had to leave. Yeah. But he got offered a job by what's his name,
Tyler Perry. Yeah.
And I was like, so this has worked out very well for him, so he continued acting. Not because being a worker, as he pointed out, and a lot of other actors pointed out, it's like actor is this great analogy I saw online was that when somebody passes the bar, they're not an aspiring lawyer. They're a lawyer, whether they make partner or not.
Yeah, they're still a lawyer.
Exactly. It's like we're not waiting for them to make partner to say, "Oh, you're a lawyer now." You know, nobody's waiting for you to like. You don't have to get an Oscar to be an actor. That's your craft. That's what you do. However, we all know, and we know people who are paralegals who want to be lawyers. I know plenty of people. Not plenty of people. I have known a few people who did bother to go to law school, or it took them longer to go, and so they were paralegals and all kinds of things beforehand. Work is work, people, and I think that's a problem now. There's so few narratives. What I liked about this story is it highlighted the need to have more narratives around what success looks like. Yeah, and what if you're working and making a living, you shouldn't need 3 jobs to make a living. No, not at all. Period. You shouldn't need like 2 jobs and a side hustle or something. Yeah, exactly, to make your ends. But they need to be able, I think people need to be able to say, hey, I'm doing this job. I am making a living for my family. I am supporting my family. And it might not be the glamorous thing that you think, I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or super celebrity, but this job makes me happy. I'm able to support my family, and it works. It's what I want to do. And I was like, that's where we need to get to. Like, he's doing what he's taking care of a business. And it's what we saw is it's essentially an offshoot of classism. Yeah. It's like a branch of classism where it's like, this is a good, and I mean, we've all heard it. Like, your parents are probably told, I want you to get a good job. But it's not, and of course, to us, good job is like, you got benefits or great vacation or get a lot of money or, what I'm saying? But just because someone's doing honest work. Oh, go ahead. Mike, I don't want to construe those things. I think all jobs should have those. Well, so that is a good job. All jobs should be like having your benefits, having your vacation, work balance. Yeah, all jobs should have. That's to me a flip side classism, that only these jobs have those jobs, and jobs that we need people to do. Yeah, but we consider lowly. I think it's definitely offshoot what you're saying. Classism. It's like you being a bus driver. It doesn't make you beneath someone who's a judge or who's a bus surgeon. I have always maintained we need bus drivers. Yep. We need janitors. My father was a custodian for like 20, 30 years. He retired, right? And I have never hesitated. I remember maybe being real young and maybe hesitating, and then after a moment, I realized like my father worked so hard. Yeah. And sometimes he had to have more than one of those jobs to provide for his family, but he did. Yeah. and that's what he did. And I said, so crazy. Exactly. And so I said, for people to look down on my father making a living because he's a janitor and doing honest work. Because see, you need the work done. And here's the flip side. Yeah. If he was selling drugs, then you'd still be mad. Exactly. So you can't win. Exactly. It's either you're doing honest work. Oh, well, look at him, he blue collar. Or he's selling rocks. So that's the whole thing, the white blue collar thing. I think that's the issue we have. We somehow attach these negative connotations to blue collar, but blue collar makes the world go round. Yeah, because let's speak about custodians. When you go somewhere, you like it to be clean, right? Right. When do you want to get germs or dirt or dust on something or on something of your own? Do you want to go somewhere where there's nasty, like rats and roaches and ants? Right. Well, guess what? Someone has to keep the rats out. Someone has to keep the roaches out by keeping it clean. Because when it's clean, there's nothing to eat, so the pests don't come. Right. When you want to sit down, you don't want to sit down on a dirty chair. Right. Someone has to clean it. Perfect example. ABC 7 covered a story where a woman got bit up by bed bugs on a public bus. That's because you're not paying to have custodians come through every night because they keep cutting back on everything. Yep. That's a cleaning issue. Yeah. If you were having your buses regularly cleaned from top to bottom, especially since you have hundreds, if not thousands of people with all kinds of hygiene, levels of hygiene. Varying degrees of hygiene. On there, not knowing what they're bringing from home. It was a bad infestation, meaning you're not having your buses cleaned with any regularity. If you've got that kind of infestation on a bus. Like they showed, she did a film on it and just tons. Wow. And I'm like, oh, but you look down on the people who would clean that bus and say, we don't really need that. Yeah, you do. Just like you need somebody to drive the bus. Because everybody can't afford cars, nor can we environmentally or traffic-wise afford everybody to have a car. It just doesn't make good sense.
Somebody has to drive the train or conduct the train. Somebody has to drive the bus.
Why can't those are all good jobs that should have benefits and pay enough so people can support their families. But they're blue-collar jobs, and thus people look down on them. And I'm just like, I don't get it. And
or
that's
like
what Geoffrey Owens was pretty much getting, because he made the rounds and stuff.
Yeah, and when he was talking, I was like, when I was looking, I was like, this sadly doesn't surprise me, because this is just a branch of, classism. Like when you go into a nice hotel, or what you consider a nice hotel, who made it nice? Do you think a lawyer made it nice?
Right.
Do you think the manager made it nice? Do you think the CEO made it nice?
Right.
No. Do you think they got elves walking around in there?
Right.
No.
And that would be a labor issue, because the elves from Harry Potter is a slave labor issue, okay?
Yeah. And,
so get it all together.
And depending on the lore, you only have to pay elves in like milk, so that it don't count. It's not right. You can't just pay people in milk. But the bottom line is, there's nothing wrong.
Owen should have saved his Cosby money. Would never job shame him, but we need to learn from our mistakes. Now, see, that's making a lot of assumptions.
We don't know.
The assumptions will make you look stupid, though, because we don't know his financial issues. We don't know what he got paid, and we're assuming that
that's
how the other Cosby people are living. You don't know what jobs they were doing to make their ending.
How is Rudy living? How is Sandra living?
So that's a lot of assumptions on your part. What's that? Eon 001?
Oh because it's
a
tough.
Lot of assumptions.
It's tough because it's happened. So long ago.
I don't know if he suffered a great medical emergency. Most people go bankrupt due to medical emergencies.
Straight up,
we don't know. We don't know what happened to his money.
And he's out
there working. Let the man work in peace.
Yeah, somebody said it perfectly. They were like, you know what happened? Life happened, and that's true. Like when you're chilling and your brother is in a car accident, and say your mom has to go into assisted living or hospice or something. Well, somebody got to pay for that.
Right.
You're the star, so now you got to pay for it. So now all of a sudden you're spending way more money than you thought.
Exactly. And those residual checks, I mean, they can be substantial, but you depending on how much responsibility you have. Yeah. It might not be enough, and that's what he was saying, that with all the income, because like I said, he had more than one job. He is acting, he is teaching, and he's doing this other job. You just don't know what it is, and I'm not going to make this assumption, because there's so many
things can happen in life. Or say he invested in something and everything was cool, and then with the housing crash or something like that,
he could have lost a lot of money, like a lot of people did.
So you never really know.
That's a pretty bold statement.
Life is. I mean, because
Columbus chocolate is like grown people problems. Exactly.
Yeah, like because honestly, and I don't wish this on anybody, but 2 emergencies can take you out real quick. A car accident and maybe like your dad going into the hospital, that money be gone so fast. Yeah. Man, I've seen it happen. Yeah. I've seen people be good, and then say your wife gets injured and now you're down to 1 income. Right. Well, guess what? Y'all planned your life and y'all were living your life as 2 incomes.
Exactly.
Now your wife for some reason is in the hospital, or your husband, or what.
Definitely see people
it'll change so fast.
Empty out retirement funds for all kinds of reasons.
It'll happen so fast.
Were legitimate reasons why you would do it. It sucks, but I've definitely seen people like things just change.
Yeah, that gonna happen. No telling how many people in this family were dependent. Yeah, that's another thing. Because you got that cut. Remember, we cousins. Remember, remember we was real cool when we was 5. Can I have $10,000?
About who you support and how and tell them what you can and can't do. But everybody struggles with that to varying degrees. So definitely that. And 001, don't mistake. We're not like at you.
Yeah, we're not
anything like that. I think the generalization just isn't extremely fair, and in the very least, like
especially how long ago it was.
Exactly. It was very long. Cosby's, he was on the Cosby's. He wasn't
Cosby went off in '93.
Yeah.
Because it kind of went off at 93 while Different World was in its second season,
right?
Something like that. Second
Something
or third
like that.
season.
They had overlap,
and
stuff. And so he wasn't a main character, and he wasn't even there for the whole time the show was on. Like he wasn't one of those like from beginning to end characters where I feel like the beginning to end characters. Probably residuals are pretty solid.
Yeah,
but he was
like Theo's good,
right?
Or we assume he's good. We hope. We
don't know. And like he was one of the main characters' boyfriends.
Yeah,
that's like a recurring role. And so I said so maybe the statement should have been definitely because we said that earlier. I said that earlier about some of the basketball players where they couldn't go on strike because they're not managing the salaries they are currently
they're getting now.
Currently getting. I'm not saying reach back, 20 plus years ago. Why don't you have money from there? I wouldn't do that one. But I'm just saying that it could be. I don't know if it could even be a cautionary tale because I'm like it's 20 plus years ago. I don't know how you stretch that out.
It gets tough.
It gets tough, especially when you want to stay acting. And stuff like that.
And I felt bad because the way they took the picture or the way they put it out was kind of like almost like ha ha, look at you, and it was just like,
and that's exactly how.
When I looked at it, I was like, well, he ain't bothering nobody. He ain't never messing with nobody. He ain't never did nothing to nobody. And the funny thing is,
I feel like
when he talks about Trader Joe's, he's like mad excited about it.
To like give Eon some room is maybe MC Hammer. Is a good cautionary tale.
A very good. Yeah, MC Hammer is one.
Somebody running through their money for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to help everybody, but
because he wanted to take the hood with him.
With him,
and he did.
And he did.
Only thing is because hey, on the real, MC Hammer came over to the East Coast. Young Mike went to see him in concert. There was mad people on the stage with him. And so now when he went broke, GoFundMe didn't exist, but they didn't do the '90s version of GoFundMe to take care of him. I bet you they did not. So MC Hammer trying to help actually.
Everybody kind of tanked him. So I said there are people who do spend through their money. I'm not saying that. I think in this particular case, unless it was prominent, I think that also be the difference. If he was a prominent overspender and we were super aware, it's kind of like the Bobby Browns and who's another big spender who's splurging. Even Michael Jackson himself.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson. I remember watching.
But he just owned so much that it didn't really. It didn't really affect him like that. It was a
documentary a few years before he passed away that he was really upset about, and he would just walk into a store, and he dropped like $1 million in the store buying he did not need.
Yeah.
And then the sad thing is that they were like covering it, and somebody quipped and made a remark. Was it a quip or a remark where they said that some sources revealed that a lot of his people took a lot of the stuff back, and he probably won't even notice it because his house is filled with stuff like that. And so remember, Mike died $400 million in debt.
Wow.
Was it?
I didn't know.
It was several hundred. It was a lot of money.
But yeah, it's just weird because I'm glad this story happened. I'm sad that it happened to a guy that generally seems to be a good guy, but it did illustrate the whole thing of the kind of classist, jobist, I guess you could say, kind of vision that we have for if someone drives a truck or a dump truck, they're beneath me because I'm alone. And you see it a whole lot where it's like, I'm such and such. You can't do this to me. It's like, no, man, you're just a person. Like, I don't care what you.
$400 million in debt because Michael Jackson was a $1 billion business, which I totally believe.
Yeah, because he might have been spending it as fast as he was getting it because he owned so much stuff. Yeah, he had a lot of rights to his music. He had the Beatles rights. He had so he was kind of.
And that $1 billion thing proves the spending and the $1 billion because even though he died with $400 million, his estate was able to pay all that off, and now they're in the black again.
Wow.
So his trust and his kids are fine.
Yeah.
But without him spending crazy, they were able to flip it. And just even in death, he makes a great deal of money.
Yeah. So we got that. I'm glad, I'm glad it happened so people could kind of like highlight this.
Right.
It's a shame it happened to him, but the funny thing is, like they say, you know what I'm saying, God will take what the enemy, you know what I'm saying?
I think that is the word.
Yeah, elitism. Yeah.
Elitism.
Yeah. So, like God will take what the enemy mean for your bad and use it for your good. And in this case, they was trying to be funny. And next thing you know, he got a job out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, but I'm glad it illustrated how people look at work. Because he's doing honest work. He's not bothering nobody.
They're having a great conversation in the chat. I think I agree. I agree with Jan and Fox to Sox pretty much came up. The issue was financial literacy, which is something that a lot of people lack, especially if you go from one class to another. You go from the poorest class to, and I remember watching an interview. It was talking to a few, particularly like black hip hop artists. And LL Cool J was like, "Yeah, nobody taught me that I need to do this," because they were. I think they were covering a different celebrity, kind of like MC Hammer, somebody like that. Yeah. And they were telling how you could easily fall the way he did because nobody tells you what to do with your money. Nobody advises you on how to maintain your money, like a lot of wealthy white families do. Yeah. Nobody tells you that
because remember, due to how institutional racism is set up. White families have generally had access to many tactics, policies, and politics that have helped shield their money and teach them how to kind of like deploy their money. Black people or, even people that are in the hood that aren't black, if you're 18, 19, 20, and you become a hit rap star, now all of a sudden you got $10, $20 million in one check. Even me, if you gave 20-year-old me $20 million, I'd be like, I guess I'll go travel the world. Next thing you know, you done spent $15 million. Now you got 5 left. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and you don't even start off with that much money.
It's like
you got hope that the $20 million check you got came after taxes.
Yeah,
or you gonna be caught up like a lot of celebrities are on tax evasion and fraud because again they didn't know.
Well, yeah, because
and I remember a celebrity had a case where they had an accountant, and the accountant was like shaving off money. And that's not doing their taxes correctly.
I mean, you got Wesley Snipes. That's a perfect example. But then you got other people where, say you're young and you're like, man, I love all this stuff. And I mean, kind of like Kanye West said, wait till I get my money right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, because you've wanted.
He was just like, I'm buying rooms for everyone at 20. The whole neighborhood Max is gonna have rims.
Straight up. Imagine 20-year-old you, unless you're 20 now. But say if you're like 30, 28, something like that, or older, you know what I'm saying? Imagine 20-year-old you, 18-year-old you getting like 20 million. Because say the label advances you, say $3 million. All right. Say you get a cool deal to do commercials for Target for $6 million. Then you get a shoe deal or something to represent Adidas for $12 million. Now all of a sudden you're looking at like $20-something million. All within the course of say 6 months.
Right.
Let's be for real, y'all. Because we're not taught those things. We don't have access to
wealth, so nobody has that knowledge. It's like kind of like I was the first person to go to college in my family, and so when I had issues and struggles, like how am I supposed to do this? How does this work? No, I didn't have that, and you would think, oh, that's a marginal thing. No, it's significant.
It's a huge deal when you're like, hey.
You're coming up short, or you're not, handling things well, and you don't have anybody to turn to. Even when you realize you're in trouble, you're not handling things well, you don't know where to even turn to get advice. True. And you have to recognize you have a problem at first.
Because you don't even know it's an issue.
It's an issue, and so once you realize, like, oh, okay, I'm having an issue. I think this is something that has to do with me, like. This is my first rodeo. Yep. Who do I turn to get answers? And so it takes a lot of initiative, or it takes a lot of self-awareness to be like, okay, I need to address this issue. And I know that is even more so when it comes, because I was struggling with some stuff. You're not struggling when you're spending a whole lot of money. So it's probably even harder to pick up on, I need help. I don't even know I need help, but I need help. So yeah.
And then all that, like you say, that tax stuff, because it's like, oh, this Lamborghini, shoot, I can afford it. I'm gonna get 2 of them.
Right.
Well, guess what? Next year,
how many people
next year when personal property tax
that?
comes around, what's 10 to 15% on, like, say $1 million, $2 million? You know what I'm saying? You're looking at a lot of money. Yeah. You saw Cardi B just earlier this year crying about taxes. You want to know why? Because you run and get that mansion, and nobody tells you, personal property tax is going to be approximately 10 to 15% of that, right?
Exactly. And nobody tells you that it takes a lot of money to maintain these big ticket items, and you might not have the juice that you think you do. So that's a big thing. But anyways. Respect people and what they do. If they make an honest living, let them make an honest living.
If you see someone doing their best, let it be.
It's cool, Eon. Like, we really these are the things. Lounging is supposed to be like this relaxed, where we're having a conversation and we're talking about meaningful things. And often what we're doing is using pop culture to kind of spark and be like our jump off for the conversation, to kind of like get people in these conversations that need to happen, and I feel like they're not happening enough. And that's why we do what we do. So we appreciate you.
We ain't tripping on you. We good.
We're not tripping.
You know what I'm saying? We still cool. But yeah, guys, thank you for. We talked about Serena earlier.
But she also is having the issues around her outfit. And we all real quick. I think we're tired of them being on our tennis and athlete queen Serena. 1. 2, she's living her best life, so she ain't worried about them. HBO has a documentary, if you want to check it out, and stuff about being Serena. And I would recommend it. It's a very good documentary. But pretty much it's coming out like this whole ban on her catsuit thing has nothing to do with her catsuit. 1, the suit is not just fashionable, as fierce as it looks on her.
Well,
we forget
even the tennis skirts are fashionable.
It's right. But it's not about that. Even though she was wearing like a clown suit, but it's it's also medically necessary because she's trying to keep clots. She almost what came out in the documentary and a lot of articles following the release of the documentary is that she almost died in childbirth. Yeah. And that's it seems like it's still making its rounds. Like a lot of people aren't aware that she almost passed giving birth. Well, because to her daughter.
different pockets of people find information differently. But this is what it is. I think she has one more major to win, and she'll be the highest ever. Right. This is the last ditch effort to try to stop her from becoming the most winningest major lady, whatever. No, because she'll be the best man or woman after. I think she has like 1 or 2 more. I know she's super close. And it's a last ditch effort to try to stop her. That's all this is.
It just comes down to like anti-blackness and anti-Serena Williams at this point. Like they're just like this. Yeah, because Serena embodies everything. Strong about what she knows. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm like, she's not disrespectful. And I even would say she's humble at times. Like I've definitely caught conferences where she jokes, she kids. Yeah. She's very thankful to the people she needs to be thankful to. Yeah. Not to refs and the I don't know what you would call them, the managing
the managing body
over tennis. Yeah. Y'all been very disrespectful to her over the years. Yeah. And she has stayed in spite of you. Yeah. You
and she has continued to win
in spite of you. So that was pretty much the story. There's an article talking about it on, oddly enough, I think Vice. I know some people don't like Vice in their coverage.
Vice is I'm in and out with Vice. Vice is okay.
Vice to me can hit so well, and the other times it's like
y'all should have had someone else researching this.
So they used to hit, I think, a lot more often. And popularity, I said this is something I hope for us, like, because we're blowing up. Yeah, we're blowing up. It's not like
you saw your boy on Jedi Council for the second time this week. You saw your boy. I was at the Schmodown yesterday. So
however, I hope that we remember, where we come from and what we're here to do and the changes we want to make happen when we get there. Because it seems a lot of people struggle. And I think it's when they slip.
When you have those investors, when you have that extra money, you have extra interest. And people are, because say if HBO came to us right now, like, yo, we love what you're doing, because the executives at HBO watch this show. You know what I'm saying? They just too scared to pull the trigger right now.
Exactly. And find that check. They're like, the world's not ready for what we're bringing.
But at the same time, if we go there, HBO will say, hey, we're putting in this much money. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to have a say on, say, one of your episodes.
I feel like HBO is about the culture and taking those risks. They're like, look, the culture demands this, so we're going to give them Michael and Marqueeda because the culture demands it.
Yeah, and it's like, so it's like there's times when there are investors that want to, or say you're on HBO and we want to do a show about such and such, which is one of HBO's friends, like company-wise. They might be like, frame it a little bit more positively. So they might not try to control your show, but they'll try to, tell you to like ease up a little bit. And even that stuff, you might feel pressured because you're like, well, dang, they are paying for all this. That stuff happens. It happens on movie sets all the time.
Max, producers I might will come believe down you. I'm going to believe this is like what BIE is what is, it's like, I thought it was like Blacks and Excellent, but I don't think what BIE is.
Black and Excellent. I think Blacks and Excellence. I think, but yeah, but
whatever it be,
any one of those.
Whatever
HBO, Netflix, they try to holler at us, but it's going to take some time.
Netflix want to holler at us. HBO particularly because Random Acts of Flyness.
Yeah, Random Acts of Flyness.
HBO.
I haven't checked it out yet. I'm waiting. I'll be checking it out this week.
I have, and let me tell you,
it's nice.
It's nice and it's out there. Like, true shout out to all the weird Black people you knew on your block and didn't give in. Because Terrence Nance is that dude. Donald Glover need to be shooken. Well, not shooken because it's not a contest, but I know a lot of people give Donald Glover praise for being like that weird dude, which he is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of us out here, including myself, and that's one of the reasons why I root for him.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you're not a monolith, and I say this a lot, and it's like almost like the other Black experience. Like, you got the people in the hood. I think we were just talking about this earlier about people. There's the thugs in the hood. There's the people trapping in the hood. There's all that, and then there's like the weird like kids in the hood, the people who are living the other experiences in the hood. Where even if they're not the weird kids, it's just you have your everyday kids. They're just trying to survive in the hood.
True.
So even if you're not a weirdo Black kid in the hood, I know there's people who are kind of in between. They're like, people like are cool with them. They're pretty, their interests are pretty like mainstream, but they're not out here trying to run the streets. They kind of do what their parents tell them to do to get fairly good grades.
Yeah, they're just kind of chilling.
And they go on to college, or they get a career, or they become entrepreneurs. There's a lot of us out here that live those lives in the hood, in the middle classes, and and beyond. And our stories aren't being told. And then when we bring that up to the charging of all the kids who are kind of into what Black culture is supposed to be, it's like there's this pushback. And we're going back and forth when we all can be represented. And that's going to be the beauty when we embrace. That is what the success is happening. That's Issa Rae. That's Janelle Monáe.
Ava.
That's
Lena.
Us who?
Lena, right?
Lena Way.
I just ain't want to mess. I was like, it's Lena, right?
Lena, right? Man, my pronunciation has been like wholly off all today. I don't know.
All who watch the show.
All
Lena,
who watch the
what up? You know what I'm saying? Ava, what up? I'm on first name basis with her.
The diversity of the Black American experience, and look at the come up. Look at the power up. When we embrace our diversity, like nobody can stand against us.
Yeah. So
stop knocking the weird chick or dude on your block and collaborate.
Because you probably have way more in common with them than you think.
form that Voltron, with all the weirdness in your hood.
Take that and take it to another level. You know what I'm saying? Take that joint. But yeah, definitely, guys.
Yeah.
Yo, we at time. We passed time. We
so past time.
But
also, we have to do this one last thing because it won't be relevant next week. We want to send our condolences to Mike Miller's family for his passing. He struggled a great deal with addiction, and it took his life. I think yesterday or day before. But I gotta give smoke. And some attitude to all the dipshits on the internet talking about it's Ariana Grande's.
Yeah, guys. All right, look.
Fault.
When it comes to suicide, there are many factors. Mm-hmm. Yes, that could have played a factor, but y'all are trying to frame it like her plan was her master goal. It was probably a little bit of that, a little bit of family, a little bit of money, a little bit of insecurity, a little bit of all these things come together. It's not just like, oh well, Ariana Grande, I don't feel it, so I'm just going all because of her. Like, I'm not even the biggest Ariana Grande fan, but don't pile on that girl.
Yeah, don't pile because she's not responsible ultimately for his actions.
Yeah,
and I am tired of this narrative that you gotta be ride or die. Ride or die usually means me tanking my life for a big maybe.
Yeah.
And I think it became very apparent the writing on the wall. And you act like they were together forever and a day. They weren't. Yeah. She got into a relationship. She fell in love. She took the chance by being in the relationship and saying, you know what, this is not for me. I was like, she might not have been so much against the drug use. Maybe it just got out of hand. And she was like, you gonna make some choices, and that's what it is.
Or maybe it was a situation where he wasn't a habitual drug user, but maybe he used drugs when he was in pain. Right. And of course, when you're in pain, the relationship is already strained. Then you add in drugs, makes it worse. We don't know. But
that's true.
But blaming her is not the answer.
I feel like I want to be like Jamie Foxx, Blair from Chappelle's Show. We don't know what he has.
We don't know what he has.
Exactly. That was a lit skit.
That skit, Black Bush is straight. Hilarious. Dave Chappelle, who watches the show.
Exactly.
And Jamie Foxx.
Exactly.
Big shout out, watches the show.
But definitely I enjoyed some of his songs. I can't say I was a huge Mike Miller fan, but his features were also pretty hot to me.
The thing that I liked about Mac Miller the most, even though I'm no pronounced Mac Miller fan, but Mac Miller never struck me as someone who was pretending.
Right.
Unlike some other people that I'm a subtweet in here with a lot of tattoos. I'll just say that. There's two of them.
Wow.
There's two of them. Yeah. So Mac Miller never struck me as someone who was pretending to or trying too hard to be down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I gave him props for, because I was like, oh, okay, he's doing his thing. He's not trying to, he's not trying to I'm gonna be black to rap. It's just like he's a regular guy.
Yeah, just right. Yeah, he's just I'm just rapping by nose. Somebody pointed out that he did have a lot of songs about drug use, which is not uncommon, in hip hop. So I mean, he Beyonce said it worried him, but me, I was like, so many people who don't even do drugs. It's like the skit in Atlanta where what's his name, County Clark.
Oh yeah,
and he's like
Clark County.
County. I just think it's so funny. He's
Clark County. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go outside and take a break.
He's like, oh, you got the bottles, you got the weed. He's like, I don't really do it, but you enjoy it. I don't really drink, but you enjoy. But then he go and he put in that verse.
Yep.
And it's like, my weed's so loud, my drink is so and so. He don't do none of that. So sometimes I don't know to be concerned or not, because I'm assuming that.
Because it's like, is this a thing that you're doing to sound cool, or is this something that you're struggling with?
Or something you're celebrating? Maybe not struggling. There's always that. Like I don't want. It's like, I don't know. I'm not here. I'm okay with people kind of having their vices and stuff, as long as they can handle their vices. Like take on what you can handle. Stay away from drugs or whatever vice that you think will take you out of here or will get out of control.
Yeah.
Like, be true unto yourself and know yourself, So when you take on a vice, you know you can handle that vice.
True.
And stuff, because I'm here for people living their best lives and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my humanistic subculture person, club kid person talking. But that's a conversation for another day.
I mean,
but stop blaming Grande for that, because this is conversation. We've had conversations about dudes and like just like society in general. It's like, well, if you had stayed there and nurtured that man, he might have did it on her watch. And then what?
It's no guarantee.
And then all that much devastating.
Because since we don't know, it might not have had to do with her.
Yeah,
which means that she couldn't fix it anyway. Say if it was something between, and I don't know his familiar, but say maybe it's between him and his brother, or him and his sister, or something that his dad did, or something that his mom did a long time ago, or something that's about the rap industry. You know what I'm saying? It might be completely disassociated from her. So even if she stayed and nurtured him, it still wouldn't. I mean, I guess it would have helped every now and then, but it's still, since she's not the source of it, it's still happening. So he still has to deal with it. So Ariana Grande, look, I'm sure she does tons of stuff, but she did not do this.
She got tons already to deal with. You know, she got to figure out if she's pressing charges against old preacher dude. So leave her alone.
They ain't happening. They ain't happening.
Yeah, I know it's not happening.
She ain't pressing no charges.
She needs to,
because it's the area is
whoop his ass.
The area is too gray for it to go to like court. Because it's like, you look at the slow-mo, but I mean...
I'm not talking to you, Max.
Well,
Max. I'm not responding to you, Max.
Let me see, Max. Let's see.
I'm not...
You know what?
You ain't right.
Yo, Max,
if
look.
You're sticking up for that preacher dude.
Max, look.
I ain't got no time for you, Max.
Look, Max, I'm right here. All right? You and your comments.
You can't take him nowhere.
Yo, Max, Max, let me ask you. Put this in the chat. Nobody takes you anywhere, do they?
You're right. They leave you at home all the time.
You be at home and you be like,
always talking about they forgot to invite you.
You be looking at Instagram like, oh snap, they went out. Why didn't call me? Yo, that's Cicely Tyson. Look, that was strike one. All right. Now, all right, that's strike two.
Acting out, buddy.
Oh,
all right, we got to get out here.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Like, there's so much that happened this week. We're just trying to get out to it. There's a few more things that we didn't quite touch on, but
real quick, the black cops that are supporting.
Yes,
there's
a union of black officers that are supporting Kaepernick, and pretty much
all watch the show.
All watch the show. They're very supportive. And we're here for that because we need to start acknowledging we need law enforcement, but we want responsible, accountable county. So we need to applaud them and let them know that they're doing the right thing.
And we're here for y'all.
When they do those things, we get so mixed up on, well, you still doing this. No, applaud what you want. Man. Give some positive reinforcement for what you want. It's psychology, people.
Yes.
Thank
you.
But all right, then. We're going to get out of here.
So, before we bounce, to my left, I am joined by...
Marqueeda LaStar. What else am I supposed to do?
Right.
The internet, social media. I'm everywhere on the internet. I'm just not together today. I'm sorry, fam. I will try my best to be less messy next week.
Any what's the podcast that you were on again?
I was on Notorious Women. And
like on iTunes or whatever.
Yes.
Check it out. Check it out on iTunes. Notorious Women.
I think they're on SoundCloud. On SoundCloud, they have a website. Cool. Notorious Women. Yeah. So if you go to Notorious Women podcast,
and it's not spelled in a special hip hop way, right? All right, because you know how sometimes with hip hop we be throwing a Z on it or something.
Go hear me.
But check them out. Go to iTunes, listen to it, and hit that. You can rate them. So make sure you rate them 5 stars.
It's a great podcast too. It's really right? It's like they do all women, but
the women that run it is black.
Yes.
All right, then hit that joint with 5 stars. Hit that joint with 5 stars. And then once I be like, hit it with a 4. Hit it with a 4. But hit this joint with 5 stars.
Definitely is a sister running it. She interviews me. Appreciate her. Lavetta.
Big shout out to Lavetta, who watches the show.
Exactly.
But hit that joint with 5 stars. There's some sisters doing big things.
You're right. All right.
So you can find me, NERDSoul, NERDSoul. Find me all over social media at ThatNERDSoul. Make sure to either subscribe, share this out to your folks, hit a like button, get that thumbs up. And there is an option for a thumbs down, but remember, we're watching. So for another Sunday morning, you commune with the Lord, then you come hang out with us and commune with us. And we thank you so much. But until next time, we're saying peace. Yeah.